Hello, everyone. This is Jeff Zandi, and what you're looking at are the two finalists of this month's Texas Guildmage's Draft Deck of the Month competition. A Izzet deck drafted by Brian Heine on October the 2nd versus a Golgari deck also drafted by Brian Heine on October the 9th. Quick explanation. Our team drafts every Tuesday night, and we typically play Swiss rounds, and in order to advance the four best players, the four best decks in that draft to a final four, we play out the semifinals, and then the two finalists split the prizes however they want, the rares, foils, and mythics. That keeps our drafts very competitive and makes us better players. But it gets weird after that. At the end of the night, I take after they get their rares and mythics and foils out of the deck, I take the winning decks and replace the rares and foils and mythics with my own or with proxies. And then at the end of the month, I play all the winning decks from that month against each other in order to, in a tournament where I run all by myself and play both sides of every match in order to determine a best draft deck of the month. This month in October 2018 for Guilds of Ravnica, we had 6 Swiss drafts during the month, so we have 12 winning decks. I played 4 rounds of Swiss, cutting down to a final 4. And those 12 decks included 4 Boros, 3 Izzet, 3 Dimir, and 1 each Selesnya and Golgari, and yet the one Golgari deck has made it here to the finals along with one of the Izzet decks, and I'm going to play a best of 5 games for this match. I'm going to roll randomly for who would play first. The Izzet deck goes first if I get a 1 through a 10. 11 through 20 means Golgari goes first. It's a 9, so Brian plays first. I'm an only child, so I've been playing games by myself my whole life. It may seem weird to some people, but I love to play the decks against each other. I like being able to see both sides. I understand that it's not the same as when you have two different players. I feel like I do give both decks a fair shake. I definitely don't care what deck wins. I just want to know what the pieces look like in motion. I want to know what happens when the cards are in a certain order and what the possibilities are and what the plays are. Izzet plays first. Brian keeps. See if he keeps. It's kind of a tough one with no blue, but I think he's going to keep it. This hand could possibly suck if we don't get blue mana pretty soon, but he can also take out a pretty big monster in a couple of turns with Lava Coil if necessary. So he keeps 2 mountains, 2 Sonic Assault, Lava Coil, Watcher in the Mist, and Crackling Drake. I agree that it's iffy. Golgari needs a second land. That's a proxied Vraska Golgari Queen. 1 land can't do it. Golgari ships it back here in game 1. Yep, Golgari will keep this 6. Scries. It's another forest, considering that we're going to play a generous stray on turn 3. That's another good reason to ship that forest to the bottom. Now, because Golgari is playing second, they draw a card for the turn and go ahead and play a Golgari Guildgate. Izzet draws Electromancer. That would have been excellent on turn 2 had we had an island, but we don't. Golgari draws the Vraska. Plays a swamp and says go. Izzet, that's bad news. Draws another Watcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he has to have a land next turn or it'll be possibly hopeless. Iron Shell Beetle is drawn, but we'll play a forest and Generous Stray, drawing another swamp. Golgari's looking good, particularly since it isn't under pressure yet. Izzet's in trouble. Draws Leapfrog, now has to discard something and get rid of a Sonic Assault that you can replay later from the graveyard. Golgari draws Crawl Foragers. Play a 4th land, attack for 1. Play Vraska and tick it up to 6 without sacrificing any permanents. Izzet draws Dream Eater, and I can see now that I did it wrong, and it was a bad keep for sure. Discard Watcher. Golgari draws another swamp. Attacks for 1. Plays Foragers with no creatures in the graveyard, doesn't gain life. He ticks up Vraska in case there's ever creatures on the other side. Izzet draws a mountain. Play Lava Coil, destroying and exiling. Crawl Foragers. Back to Golgari's turn. Play this Guildgate tapped. Attack with the Stray. Yep, tick Vraska up to 10. Play a Poisoner and play a Beetle and add a counter to the cat. That was loose. No play for Izzet. Pass again. Now I gotta know. Now I gotta know what Vraska does. Sorry for the proxy, people. -9 Vraska. Get an emblem that says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Okie dokie. Game 1 to Golgari. That was gross. This Hunter Burton poker chip represents the first game won by Golgari. Izzet goes first in game 2. See if we can get him a better starting hand than last time. The answer is no. Izzet goes to 6 cards. Three Islands, Mountain, Unexplained Disappearance, and Piston Fist. Cyclops is more than good enough to keep. Let's scry. We will need another mountain at some point, but let's not keep that one. Go. What did Golgari have for an opening hand? That's fine. 2 Swamps, Forest, Iron Shell Beetle, Hired Poisoner, Affectionate Indrake, and Golgari Finebroker. It's a very good opening hand. Golgari also draws Guildgate. The Poisoner, I think he's got enough business to go ahead and play a Swamp this turn and get the Poisoner in play. Izzet draws Sonic Assault. Go. Golgari. Draws a Swamp, plays a Forest, plays a Beetle, puts the counter on. Poisoner attacks for 2. Izzet draws the second mountain, plays Cyclops. Golgari plays the Guildgate, has drawn Severed Strands. I'm thinking about Severed Strands and the Beetle to take out Cyclops and keep swinging for 2. It's not an extremely important thing to do. I guess we'll just hold up, but we'll still send in for 2. We can chump block with Beetle if we want to and hold on to the Strands a little longer. Golgari's in too good a position to waste a card. Izzet draws Fire Urchin. Play Fire Urchin, and then I'm going to get aggressive and bounce the Poisoner and Surveil for 1 and throw that mountain away. Trigger the Cyclops. Attack with the Cyclops for 4. It's 16 all. No, chump block. Now Golgari draws Swamp. Just play Poisoner. By all means, let the Fire Urchin through next turn if that's what has to happen. Izzet plays an island, and yeah, sure. Izzet doesn't have any reason to just hold back and wait. Play Sonic Assault, tapping the Poisoner and dealing 2 damage, and triggering the Cyclops and triggering the Fire Urchin. Attack for 4, 5, 6. Just like that. That's the way Izzet does it. It's how it deals its damage in chunks. And that's a nice 8-point chunk of damage this turn. Golgari sees he's going to have to take the deck a little more seriously. Still, I don't think he wants to deploy those cards. I don't think he wants Finebroker just to get back Beetle. So you say go. In the face, though, that Sonic Assault can come right back. Interesting. Attack for 1. And sack it. Just don't want to give the turn up to Izzet, who could just Sonic Assault on Izzet's next turn and get Golgari very close to dead. Izzet draws an island. Probably won't play any more lands. Attack for 1. Golgari's at 11. Golgari draws a Guildgate, but that's not what we want right now. play a 6 land. We need that land untapped so you can play Indrik and have Indrik fight the Urchin right now. Izzet draws an island, says go. Midnight Reaper is an astoundingly good card. Play the Reaper, attack with Indrik. Izzet's at 11. Maximize altitude. Terrible. Well, play another land anyway. Another land for Golgari. Attack for 7. Puts Izzet to 4 here in game 2. Izzet draws an island. Terrible. Golgari draws Vigor Spore Worm. Plays the land. Goes ahead and plays the Vigor Spore Worm, targeting the Reaper, giving it +2, +2, and Vigilance till end of turn. That makes both of these lethal. Declares an attack. Izzet plays Sonic Assault from the graveyard, discarding an island and putting Golgari to 9 to tap the biggest guy, which is, as it turns out, is the Reaper right now. Still dead, and Golgari is ahead 2-0. Unfortunate showing for the Izzet deck so far. Game 1 was definitely my fault, keeping poor 2 land hand. But more importantly than the 2 lands, it was a poor hand that badly needed some different cards. So it was shouldn't have kept that one for sure. Not just a second guess because of the land. Although it didn't draw any land either, and that wasn't good either. But there were lots better 6-card hands than the 7-card hand that I kept. Best of 5, so Golgari can win the match and be the champion of the Guildmage Draft Deck of the Month with another win. Uphill battle for Izzet, but not impossible. A fake Dream Eater, but that's what we'll keep. 3 mountains, an island, a Dream Eater, a Watcher, and an Unexplained Disappearance. And we just need another island will be important. It's amazing that that's still not a very good hand for this completely decent Izzet deck. Golgari has Vraska possibly in this opening hand. Keeps 3 forests and a swamp, a Harpooner, Ocarina Assassin, and Vraska, and gets to draw a card. Draws Deadweight. Play forest. Say go. It's a mountain for Izzet. Play the island. Say go. Golgari. Swamp. There are flyers, but I don't think he sits on it. Just plays Harpooner straight up, just to get in there and bash. Turn 3 Leapfrog for Izzet. Draws Crawl, Foragers. Plays a Swamp, plays Deadweight. Take out the Leapfrog, attack for 3. 17. 20 Izzet. Draws the second island. That's good. Now he's pretty well set up. Golgari's not coming all that fast. Attack with Harpooner. But now is the best play Vraska, tick it up, or is the best play Ocarina Assassin that has to be blocked. I think it's Vraska ticked up. So 6 counters on Vraska. Maximize altitude. Not the best one when you're not attacking. And Izzet plays Watcher in the Mist. And wants both of these beefy guys on top of his library. 2 Cyclops. Golgari draws Poisoner. Play the Poisoner. Play Statue, the Statue half, to destroy the Watcher. Attack with the Harpooner. That Harpooner, it's an unbelievably good uncommon. Izzet's down to 11. Izzet draws Cyclops. And says go. He's going to try to get a surprise block in. Golgari. Golgari can't see his hand, but the Golgari player knows what's in his deck, knows what the possibilities are. Plays the Guildgate. And decides to get in there. Izzet plays Dream Eater and surveils for 4, which is an incredible amount. The Selective Snare is good against Boros, but not really exciting against the other decks. I guess it could be against Selesnya sometimes, if you ever played against Selesnya, which you don't that much. And I'm going to go Sonic, Cyclops, Sonic. And then his second ability from entering the battlefield would, Izzet like to bounce something over here, and I believe you would, but let's double check that Dream Eater. Bounce a non-land permanent back to their hand. Yup. Bounce the Vraska back to his hand. And then block the Harpooner. Harpooner's down. Izzet still takes 1 damage and goes to 10. Izzet's turn. Draw Sonic Assault, play Cyclops, go. Golgari draws another land, why not? Play Vraska, tick it down to destroy a creature that costs 3 or less. Attack for 1. Put Izzet to 9. Izzet draws the other Cyclops. Golgari draws another land. Tick Vraska up 2 and sacrifice, tap the swamp for mana, then sacrifice it to gain a life. We'll say that this means 21. Gain a life and draw a card. And then play Foragers and say go. Izzet draws another Sonic Assault. It's somewhat interesting. Izzet spends a blue to give this guy flying. This trigger, and +1/+1. Cyclops triggers and now can attack. Fly over, attacking Vraska. And say go. Also, I missed Foragers would have gained Golgari 1 life. Shouldn't have missed that. Draw and play the Indrik, trading off with the Cyclops. In a fight, declares an attack. Izzet spends blue-red 1 for Sonic Assault, putting Golgari to 19 and tapping the Foragers. He attacks with the Poisoner, puts Izzet to 8. Izzet draws and plays Vidalcan Mesmerist, says go. Golgari draws and plays another Guildgate. And sends him in there. Mesmerist blocks the Poisoner. He takes 4 and goes to 4. Golgari plays the Assassin. Izzet's next turn is an island. Says go. Golgari draws Undercity Uprising. Just attacks with both guys. Declares an attack. Izzet plays Sonic Assault, tapping the Foragers and dealing 2 damage. Assassin comes and puts Izzet to 3. End of turn. End of this guy's turn. Izzet can improve his draw. So he bounces the Foragers, surveils for 1. Puts that straight in the garbage. Izzet draws island and says go. More land for Golgari. Golgari attacks for 1. Replays the Foragers. Doesn't forget the trigger this time. 1, 2, 3 creatures in the graveyard. Go back to 20. Says go. Izzet draws a mountain. Says go. Golgari draws Fine Broker. That's awesome. Declares an attack. Izzet plays Assault from the graveyard, getting rid of an island, dealing 2 damage to Golgari and tapping the Foragers. Assassin comes in and puts him to 1, and then plays Fine Broker, returning Vraska, and plays Vraska. And ticks Vraska up to 6, sacrificing this forest, gaining a life, 19, and drawing a card. Agent. But he doesn't have any more mana. He paid 1, 2, 3, 4 for Vraska and 1, 2, 3, 4 for Fine Broker. Izzet draws a mountain, plays the island, and that's all he can do. He can Sonic Assault 1 more time from the graveyard, but it won't stop the damage, won't stop enough damage. Just like that, the Golgari deck wins the final match 3-0, and Brian Heine's Golgari deck in a field full of Boros, Izzet, and Dimir is the Texas Guildmage's draft deck of the month for October 2018. Thanks, you guys, for watching.